Hello everybody. We've been on coronavirus lockup and I've missed you all. I'm hoping to be speaking just to the aqua class, so all the people who come to my aqua classes, and clearly we're not doing it in the water, but we're going to do some exercises that I know that you can manage. So I'm using, as my model, I'm using Melanie, okay, and you all know Mel. Okay, so we're going to go through what I want you to try to do in your own home. So the first thing I'm going to do is ask Mel to stand up. Now I'm going to show you what I mean by how to stand up. So Mel, I want you to have your feet open and I want you to rock your body weight forwards, tuck your toes back, and you're going to push into your hands, squeeze with your bottom, squeeze with your tummy, squeeze with your pelvic floor, and there we go. So that's just a reminder. That is an exercise in itself, so I want you to try and do that as much as you can at home. Okay, so now we're just going to remind you about posture. Posture is something that we all need to be reminded of. So let's all of us, include me and Mel, let's go into the worst possible posture where you're hanging down and you're not thinking. So to correct it, we're going to now push down into your feet. You're going to feel your knees. You want to squeeze with your bottom. You want to squeeze a little bit with that tummy. You want to feel those tummy muscles. So what Mel's going to do is she's going to tighten her tummy and she's also going to feel her pelvic floor. Please remember, we'll do pelvic floor in a minute. But as you feel the power from here, that's going to hold your posture. So her shoulders are nice and relaxed and she's going to grow. So imagine I'm going to lift her up from the back of her head. I'm not going to, but I mean, that's what I want you to grow, okay? So if you're not growing tall, you're shrinking. So remember, I've said this many times. You are either stretching and having the best posture or you're shrinking. There's only one winner, okay? So Mel's going to do that and she's not holding her breath. So it's really important that you don't hold your breath. Okay, now, we've talked many times in the pool, everywhere, about the pelvic muscles, the core muscles. So I'm going to talk about them. The core muscles wrap around the front and they are the deepest tummy muscles. Your pelvic floor, which is inside, you all know that. Your inside thigh muscles are also helping you a little bit. Your lower back has a bit of an arch, a little bit of an indent. Remember that, because that's neutral spine. And then you're going to stretch as tall as you can and just bring your rib cage down a little bit, and we're going to hold that. So please remember, it's not a stiff, hard, horrible, it's a gentle tuck, brace, hold, feel something is going on there. So that's looking pretty good. So that is the first thing that you all need to do to make sure that your core muscles contribute to everything you do. We know that. Okay, so now we're going to try and mobilize the spine in standing, but when we do it in standing, it's really important that she's got her core turned on, which she has. So she's tightened her tummy back, her pelvic floor, your knees are a little bit bent, and now she's going to swing her arms from side to side. Now it's really important when you do this at home that you have something to hold on to. So let those arms flop and turn your head. Turn your head and let your arms flop. Bend your knees, bend your knees. And I need you to really turn your head. Turn and swing and swing and swing. Keep those knees bent, turn your tummy on. Are you feeling your tummy, your back, your pelvic floor? Never forget the pelvic floor, turn your head. And try not to make it quite so rigid. Flap and flap and flap. So when you flop and you flop and you turn, can you feel that flop? That's better. Okay. Now, instead of doing it down there, we want to now do it a little bit higher up, little bit higher up. Now when you do it slightly higher up, you're massaging the kidneys, the diaphragm, your liver, your stomach. So do it nice and soft and relaxed. So as you're doing this, Mel's a little bit stiff, but she'll get into it. So she wants to relax her arms a little bit and flop your arms and flop your arms. Don't forget to turn your head. Now if you're feeling dizzy, you know you've got something to hold on to. Please make sure you don't do this without some sort of support. Okay, so that's pretty good. All right, so now we're going to move on to stretching all the soft tissue across the front of your chest. So I'm going to, you stay here, I'm going to stand in front. And what Mel's going to do is you're going to take your arms out to the side, bring your hands down, bend your knees a little bit, palms of hands together, palms up, push your chin in, and I need you to take your arms right out into a Y shape, all the way up there, and keep your head pulled in. Bring your elbows down and open and down and down and down to your waist, and then you're going to go out with a big stretch, pull those fingers up and do it again. So bring your arms down, a little bit down, palms up, reaching, push that head back in, keep your head pulled back as you stretch up. So keeping it about there. Then bring your arms open, open, open. Feel your shoulder blades, feel your tummy. Feel your tummy, feel your shoulder blades, feel your butt, feel your pelvic floor, feel inside thigh, everything. And then stretch again. Okay, so we'll do it one more time. Bring your arms down, bend the knees, bring your palms up, tuck your chin back and in, pull that head in, keep your head back. Stretching up, keep your chin tucked, and down and open to the sides, and coming all the way down, elbows into the sides, and then you can push out and bring your hands down. And are you okay to keep going? So if you're not okay, you're going to let me know and you're going to stop and rest. So we all know that you work to your capability. So let's do the next one, and this is all about response time. Okay, so it's how fast you can do that. So it looks like this. Arms out to the side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back, 2, 3, 4. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Now as she keeps going, keep going, keep going, you can see she's having to lift her feet. So this is all about falls prevention. So if you can do that really fast. It's too slow, Mel, too slow. Come on. You can do this faster. Come on, faster, 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 faster. Faster, faster. Make it small, make it small, make it small. So you would all do this as long as you can. If you feel fatigued and tired, you just stop, have a little rest. It doesn't matter. So everybody works to their own ability. You don't overdo it. Breathing. Okay, so you can see that. Okay, have you had enough? Yeah. Okay. So Mel's just had enough, so she's just going to have a little rest. So now I'm going to pull the chair in, and Mel's going to hold the edges of the chair, and she's going to come up onto her toes and down slowly. And she's coming up onto her toes and down slowly. So going up onto your toes and down. So that's the easy part. Now the hard part for everybody, do what you can, hold the chair. Bend those knees whilst you remain on your toes. So you all know this. Okay, we do this in the pool. Up onto your toes, stay on your toes. Bend the knees, don't drop your heels. Go up, go down. How many of these can you do? You're going to keep going and going and going until you can't anymore. So keep going. Now Mel's holding onto the chair, which is good. She's doing it for balance. But I want you to try, is it at all possible, to do this with no hands. Only if you can. Not everybody can do this, so don't even think about it. If you can't, put your hands back on. We don't want anybody falling over, so you're not going to fall over, so hold on to that. So that's looking pretty good. So as you go down and up. Okay, so this one can be done to your tolerance. So some of you will find that you need to stop and rest, and you can do it for 10 seconds or 60 seconds, it doesn't matter. Okay, so we're going to get Mel to have a little rest. Now, the next one we're going to do is called penguin walking. Remember? Where you walk on your heels. Now, can you do that without your shoes on? Yep. So she's walking on her heels. Okay, now she's going to keep that going for 60 seconds. Now, that's going to hurt. Now, why do we do that for 60 seconds? Because when you pull your foot up, you work this muscle. So you all know that, because that's what we do in the pool. So you want to keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. So she can, yeah, so just keep, so her hands are there for balance. If you need your hands for balance, that's all pretty good. and she's just going to keep going, keep going. So if you need to stop and rest, clearly you stop when you need to, okay? So Mel's doing really well. She might be able to do this for 2 minutes. How do we know? Can you feel the muscles on the front of your shin?
Yes.
So she's going to keep going until she needs to stop. Everybody's different. So I know some of you have already stopped. That's perfectly fine. You just do what you can. And have you had enough? Okay. All right. So that's called penguin walking. Good for falls prevention. Now, Mel told me that it hurt her back, and that's really great that she's told me that, because that might happen to you. She wasn't using her core. Your back hurts, your tummy muscles are the instant band-aid for a sore back. So you're going to do it again, and this time really tighten your tummy. So when you tighten your tummy as hard as you can, and you bend those hips a little bit, you can really stick your bottom out. So this is an exercise for the feet, so it doesn't really matter. You can stick your bottom out as much as you like. And I want you to tell me, how does your back feel?
Yeah, that's better.
So it doesn't hurt so much?
No.
So please remember that every exercise we do, if you're not turning on your core, you're not getting the support for the spine. So it looks like it's a leg exercise, but it's a core exercise at the same time. It's both. So there we go. Okay, so we're going to do slow air squats. Okay, so you're going to do this. It's not that hard. Bend your knees and stick your bottom out and reach as far forwards as you like, and then come back and up. Okay, so keep going. Tighten your tummy, tighten your pelvic floor, feel your inside thigh, feel your back. Reach forwards, you are breathing, and then you come back to the start position. And you do it again. Reach forward slowly. So you might find that you can only do 2 and you need to rest. That's okay. You do as many as you can. Now this relates to lifting and bending and picking things up off the floor. So reaching forwards and so on. So as Mel keeps going, I'm going to give you a for example. So if I wanted to pick that up, you would stick your bottom out, bend your knees and really push your bottom out, and that will get you to the floor without bending the back. So are you having a rest?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's quite hard work. If you're not used to it, it is quite hard work. So you might decide to do 3 of those 5 times a day. You know, you can pick and choose these exercises and just do them whenever you want. Okay, so that was pretty good. Okay, so now we're going to come to the table, because I want to show you something to relieve a little bit of back pain, and then we'll do an exercise to strengthen the butt and the back at the same time. So I'm going to ask Mel, I'm going to take this chair away, and I want you to lean on your elbows. That's it. Okay, so she's going to bend her knees and stick your bottom right out. And I want you to actually take your feet a little further back, and you can put your hands under your jaw and lean. Now when you see her doing that, she's giving that back a bit of a gravity reversal. So it just feels nice. So does it feel nice? It's a little bit low. This table's a little bit low, so you can find somewhere else that's not quite so low. But to give your back a bit of a rest from the forward flexion position, we need to go the other way, and that's really what that's meant to do. Okay, so you can stand up, and if your back is aching, you can do this many times a day. You can just lean on your kitchen bench and then stick your bottom out and just have a little hang, because that's really what that's for. Okay, so now to do a little bit of hard work, you're going to lean on your elbows, and I'm going to ask you to straighten one leg behind you. So straighten one leg behind you. Now she's going to repeat that. Bend your knee in, bend it in, come back to the start. So you're going to go out and back, and out and back, and in and back. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Just going to move this chair. So keep going. Now when she does that, she's working hard on the standing leg, and as she does that, you can see that she's getting a little bit of movement. She's working her glutes, butt muscles, and then you can swap, do the other side. Okay, so I'm also going to ask you, if you can, to lift your head without throwing your head, but just hold, okay? So she's getting a little bit of movement in her back, and some of you might be really stiff and you want to move that back. So now she's going to work even harder. So she's now going to straighten her left leg and right arm. Okay, so left leg and right arm. Okay, and she's going to hold that. So you can hold that for, I don't know, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down, and so on. So keep going, alternating. So you are leaning, you are supporting yourself, you are safe. You are on, this table is not the most ideal, so you do it on your dining room table, which is much stronger. Okay, and then as you push out and you hold and you stay, and then you come back in again. So if she wanted to, she could do repeat, repeat, repeat. So go out, back, same side. No, oh, no, yeah, just, yeah, out and back and out and back. And she could do many multiples of that if you want. And do it a little bit slower. Okay, so I think she's fatiguing, so I'm going to get her to stop and rest. So come up into standing and have a little rest. Mel's got her feet on the ground. Have your feet open a little bit, and I want you to tuck your legs back a bit, and I want you to sit forwards. You're not using the back of the chair. Do not use the back of the chair. Okay. Now you're going to turn, put both hands on this arm of the chair and turn and look behind you. Beautiful. So she's going to pull and turn and turn and turn. Now don't let your legs move too much, but feel the twist. Can you feel the twist in your spine? Mm-hmm. So keep going. Go, 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 go. And then come back the other way. So when she comes back the other way, turning. So the whole idea is that she's getting a rotation in her spine, and her feet should be fixed to the ground, so your pelvis is not moving, it's just your spine. And then turn the other way, turn the other way. Big turn, rotating, and feel when you turn your head, you've got that really nice rotation. Okay. Okay, so this is what you would do after you've been sitting watching television for a long time. If you're sitting in a chair, do those spirals to loosen up the back and just to get a little bit of movement in the in your spine. Okay, need to stop. Okay, so this next exercise is an exercise for the quad muscle where there's no weight bearing through the knee, and it's really horrible. Now, if you've got one of those yoga blocks, that would be perfect. Now, we don't have a yoga block, so I'm using the Oxford Dictionary and a box of tissues. So I'm going to put this underneath her foot, and you're going to step on it, and now you're going to go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Now, don't stop, don't stop, don't stop. Do not. Now, you see she's knocked it over, which will happen if you've got books at home, but I need you to make sure you don't knock that over, because that means she's working hard here. Now when she does that, she's working with her tummy. Now give yourself some help with your hands. Push with your hands. Don't look down, you know what you're doing. And it's starting to hurt, yeah? Where is it hurting? Here. Okay, so this is a muscle that she's working, and it's no weight bearing on the knee. So, okay, so if you've had enough, Yeah. So she's now going to do the other side. So she moves it over to the other side, and you do the other side. So this is a really good quads exercise for those of you who've had knee replacements, hip replacements. You have to use your tummy. The more she squeezes with her tummy and her back, keep your back in a neutral position, arch that back. You want to lift as tall as you can and keep it going. So it's starting to hurt. Yeah. So the whole idea is that she's using these leg muscles, and if you try and build that up slowly, if you do 10 seconds on day 1, you'll do 12 seconds on day 2, doesn't matter. You just keep going. So you can see, okay, she can have a little rest. So the whole idea is that if you are stomping on it, you're not holding the leg. So the whole idea is to not have a solid thing so that, you know, you have to actually hover, you know, you're kind of hovering. Anyway, so you can see, you can feel that in your quads, okay? So that's a really good exercise for your quad muscle, okay? All right, so we're now going to stand up. So now remember, can I just remind you once again, when you're standing up, you use the biggest muscle in your body, which is your bottom. So you're going to squeeze with your bottom and lean forward, squeeze with your bottom, push down into your legs. So you must use your butt, because your butt is capable if you just use it, and most of us don't. Okay, so the next one we're going to do is a little bit of walking. So walking on the spot. Now this looks like real easy. We do this in the water, and you know how often I tell you to swing your arms. So I'm going to get Mel to swing her arms, and she's going to walk as fast as she can. So she's going to walk, 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 and just try and get a little bit relaxed and keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Don't stop, don't stop, don't stop. So can you feel there's a little bit of movement? You want to feel the movement in your spine. So swing those elbows, swing, 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 swing. Don't stop, don't stop. Now you would only stop when you really had to. If you feel you need to stop, you must stop, okay? We're only doing what is our personal best. So if you can't keep going, don't, okay? But this is something so simple. You can do it in your kitchen. You know, you can just stand up and watch the news and then just do this for, you know, however long. And the more you punch with your shoulders and get your whole spine. Now I'm having to hold on with my pelvic floor. I am tightening pelvic floor, tummy, back, butt. I'm tightening everything as I do this, okay? Really simple, nothing sort of an exercise, but push yourself to your personal best. If you're feeling any symptoms like chest pain or pain anywhere, just don't do it. But if you don't have any pain anywhere, you do this to your tolerance. So do you think you could go for another 5 minutes?
Oh.
Okay, so you can stop, have a little rest. Stop. I'm going to do the last exercise for the neck and for all the nerves that go down your arms. So we're going to take arms out to the side, turn one palm up. Now I want you to keep your shoulders down, turn on your tummy, back, pelvic floor, inside thigh, quads, everything's nice and strong here. Now I'm going to look towards the palm that's up, keeping my chin in, and I look to that palm. Then I turn my hands over and I look the other way. So you want to really push to look one way and turn your palms up and look the other way. So all the time Mel's doing this, she is conscious of using her tummy. She's keeping her chin in so her head is not protracted, and you can feel there's a bit of a stretch in the neck. So you want to really keep those shoulders down. So what's really important, that's right, keep your shoulders down. Lock up your core and turn your head. So this is restoring the range of movement in your neck, okay? So that is something that you can be doing anytime, any place, anywhere, as often as you like. Maintaining range of movement. So when you have a neck problem, the first thing the physios do is mobilize the neck, okay? So you need to keep it mobile yourself. Okay, all right, we can stop. Well done.